right, everybody, we are here with Tsugoii. She is going to be running Nier Automata any percent, and as you can see, the any percent is written a little weird. That is because this any percent is specifically for ending A. So, Tsugoii? Back to shmup, question mark?
Yeah. Anyway, what's up everyone? I'm Tsugoii. So, if you look really close real fast, you'll see something weird by the start menu. It says VC3 mod. So this category is modded for kind of two reasons. One, we require an FPS counter for runs to be verified. So hell yeah, there you go, right there. And for two, this is gonna be kind of fixing two major RNG drops in the game. One for a chip that's gonna make us do omega damage, and another for mats that are just gonna make us go like really fast. But besides that, I'm ready if everyone else is ready. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, gaming.
Gaming. Sorry, I was like waiting for you. I was like, oh,
It's okay. It's okay.
we're going.
Everything that lives is designed to end.
All right. So,
Perpetually
Nier
trapped
Automata.
in a never-ending spiral of life and death.
This game is really, really broken.
Is this a curse?
Grace, I have a question.
Punishment?
What is your question?
Can I swear?
I often think about the God who blessed us with
All right, this game's really fucking broken.
and wonder if
This
we'll
game
ever
is really
have a
fucking
chance to
broken.
kill him.
So one of the big things with Nier Automata is the reason we have a couple of photoshops of the game of the Year edition where we changed it to Walzer Suggestion edition.
Penetrated the stratosphere.
So with Nier Automata, about the only parts of the game that cannot be just dissected and destroyed are these parts, which are the shmups, which is why we make fun of them for being incessant time sinks, because the rest of the game we are flying through floors and going over walls and doing some things that we should probably not be able to do and accessing areas significantly
All
before
units
we're
activate
allowed
manually.
to.
True.
Rely on visuals to evade.
Already engaged.
But
free movement unlocked.
it is what it is. So,
Origin point of long-range
We are-
lasers confirmed.
Yeah, this game kind of has like, for this ending, it kind of has two sections where you have like your shoot 'em up sections, and then you have your like normal sections, where the shoot 'em up sections are kind of like these. You're in a flight unit, like you're flying somewhere, you can't really do anything a lot. And you have like your normal sections, which is like,
Alert.
yo,
Enemy unit sighted.
break the game, please. The game is literally me. It's like, yo, please break me, I beg you. In other endings, you have like a little bit more
7
dubious stuff, where like you have hacking sections where you can't like completely break the game, but you can still kind of break it a little bit. But just for any percent, that's not really a question. But yeah, we're gonna literally get out of this opening shmup section, do the first boss, and then immediately like break the game. It's a lot of fun.
One of the runs for this is the mackerel run. It is K ending any percent.
Permission to assume mobile
We
configuration.
call it mackerel with the K emphasized because that's how we are.
Yeah, it's better than like Aji no Kuta or whatever it's supposed to be in Nihongo.
Yeah, it's the back of the design on that one, but we call it mackerel. Where we quite literally the only part of the game you do correctly is the shmup, and then you immediately go to what is
Captain,
normally in
I think
sequence the fourth area of the game.
4B
You just
down.
go through like 3 walls and walk over there, and then you finish up the mission, you eat it.
2B
If we really wanted to, like,
all allied
literally the second that you get control of 2B on the ground, you can break out of the game. But
Operator to 2B. We
I won't say the game is programmed well, because there are some sequence breaks, but for the most part, we still have to play the game somewhat legitimately to at least hit mandatory triggers in a lot of different spots. It's a lot of times when we're breaking the game, we're going out of bounds just to take more direct lines, not to really break the game. So for the most part, specifically for A ending, the story is played out as intended. We just skip like some minor cutscenes and whatever else along the way. What marathon was it that you learned mackerel at, Grace? That was a fun time.
It was Ika-Aid.
Yeah, that was a good time.
It was a speed dog marathon. Like, we learned it.
But yeah, for these opening shmup sections, all we can really do is we just have the enemy spawns memorized, and we hope that they don't spin just like they just did. If all those things happen, then you're just good and things are happy. But if not, then you're sad and you cry a little bit. I guess I should mention, because I forgot about this. So we're all cool here at the Nier community, so we do allow mods. So because I'm a cultured individual, we'll be playing with 2B in a bunny suit and a little friend inside of a pod.
We are all fun here in the Nier community.
Yeah.
That is for sure. There's definitely a thing that we are.
Yeah, I mean, look, 2B's hot. What else can you say?
2B
This enemy is unrelated.
incredibly
Proposal.
attractive.
Dispatch it as swiftly as possible.
So,
You don't say.
yeah.
Laser
Yeah, like
communications
2B's
recovered.
hot.
Alright, let's see if we get lucky here. So this is going to be the first instance of, hopefully, a dialogue cancel. Yeah. So you can talk to your pod by shaking your mouse, and this will make it so that your pod will talk and cut off any dialogue you have going on. So right there, we like normally get this dialogue that's like, yo, you can do things, and we're like, yo, that's really cool, I don't really care, please shut up. And yeah, we are out of bounds immediately, because out of bounds is fast. But yeah, during this beginning prologue section, we're going to mostly be utilizing what's called like dash chaining, where our fastest form of movement is just like chaining evades or like dashes, because we have this big sword on our back. After prologue, we'll lose our big sword and we'll only have a small sword, or we'll only have like a small sword. Wow, that's crazy. Which will allow us to start dash punching. Oh. Which is faster than that. And then even later in the game, we'll get access to a spear, which will let us do some spear movement, which is cool.
The spear movement is a lot of fun. It's also very noisy, to be completely honest with you. So you'll
oh yeah, it's super obnoxious.
Yeah, 300,000 polygons of pure 2B ass.
Shoutouts to Reddit/R2Booty.
R2Booty is definitely a Reddit that exists for sure. But yeah, so we here are vibing, which brings me to our
detected on enemies. Close range combat is advised.
I know.
which brings me to what we're doing here. Again, we're raising money for my friend Kiki to help replace the computer that they lost. Their computer is their livelihood. They are a digital artist and streamer.
Oh, I missed one.
So when they lose their computer and lost their stuff, they were no longer able to work. So we are trying to help get them back on their feet and get them the stuff that they need to do what they need to do. So if you are so inclined, please go ahead and donate.
I surveyed the entire factory, but couldn't find anything resembling our target.
Of the way through.
Maybe
our
they,
high-end goal.
moved it somewhere?
But every little bit helps. So no matter what, at the end of this, all of this will be going into a new PC.
There should be another facility across that bridge. It's a bit of a hike, but
gotta
should we
get
check
as
it out?
much as we can so it can be as nice as it can.
It's not like Command to get a location wrong. I guess even they get bad
True.
intel.
Make things nice. Everything's better in the world is nice.
So I have a question, Tsugoii.
What's up? What's up?
Wouldn't bet on that.
Does your pipe lead to the left or to the right?
Man, you know, my pipe leads wherever it wants, but usually my pipe leads either to
Doesn't matter.
Hold on, I have to get my directions in check.
gotta check which pipe we're on here. Hang on.
To the left. There we go. My pipe is either to the left or to the no direction.
The no piper.
I'm kind of a fan of the no pipe every now and then. You know, like it just looks fun.
Yeah, that's fair. For reference for everybody, after this fight that we are having right now with Engels and fans, we end up in a little sequence where we can't really do anything about it, for lack of better words. It's an auto-scroller.
Yeah.
So a lot of our runners just fuck off onto one of the pipes on the side and hang out there.
Yeah, so for this section, there's like a timer going where Engels can do whatever the fuck he wants, and then he's gonna pick an attack. After he picks the attack, that kind of determines how long the segment takes. So what we want is we want Engels to do like a punch attack right now, which is what he's doing, and then like anything else but another punch attack for the segments not timed, because the punches take the longest. So during that, we can kind of go where we want. Like some people go to the left because it's out of bounds. Some people will go to the right because it's out of bounds. Some people will go nowhere because it's out of bounds, but in a weird way. I'll go no pipe because I think it's fun. Let's see. All right, let's see what we get.
What's your status?
All right, we got a clap. So a clap loses about like 5 seconds, which isn't a big deal, but it's just unfortunate. But yeah, so Engels picked his attack. We're in an auto scroller, and we're gonna make 2B become Jesus. I know you might be thinking like, damn, can 2B really be Jesus? And the answer is yes. Believe it or not, 2B can in fact float on water. I mean, look at her. She's perfect in every way. But yeah, Prologue is kind of wild, where you have your opening shmup, which is extremely boring. Then you have like really high impact movement, if you want to put it that way, and then you have a lot of nothing again, where you're just kind of waiting. So the prologue of this game is kind of wild, but really cool. Also, hello Felon, hello Isom. It's a 1 out of 7 chance to get a punch after a punch. So Engels cannot repeat an attack, but there's 2 punches and like 3 range or something.
9S black.
After this, we're gonna be going for the
No response.
the easiest trick in the game, smile.
Are you gonna Engels swag at the end?
Wait, what am I doing right now? I'm gonna do the cool thing. Nice. It's so free, bro. Like, bro.
9.
Oh, this is jank as fuck.
Yank.
It's fine.
Have to help 9S.
I swear, I meant to look this up before this run happened. I either am top 5 or I was top 5 until like a month ago. I'm not sure what the answer is. There's like 2 new runners who are actually pretty pog. Yeah, Nier's a really cool game.
You are number 6 right now.
Damn, fucking look at me.
Yeah,
You kids.
that's what it was.
Those motherfuckers.
I found a weakness
So
in the
right
target.
now it's Percy, Aliark, Look at Me, Blue Metal, and Naomi.
Yeah. Motherfuckers are too fast.
To be the control on the
Right here there's like a dialogue cancel we can do.
be able to
I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna hope we get lucky.
Shut up!
I did not get lucky. So the way this Face of Ingalls works is we want him to attack us right after AB right after 2B says like I told you to shut up is when Ingalls can attack and then like hit us and advance the phase. It's kind of jank because you can slow down some dialogue that's happening, but it's kind of dependent on like what attack Ingalls is doing and what attack Ingalls decides to do. So got a little unlucky. It's all good.
Enemy unit subjugation complete.
I'm gonna be wondering, like, hey, how do you know this guy's name is Ingalls when if you look above their health bar, it's just gibberish? Well, just like other Nier games in the series, as you progress in endings, you end up learning more and more about your enemies. So this game is no different, where in ending A, you don't really know a lot about the robots. Ending B, you can start seeing their names and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's kind of cool. Not nearly as tedious and bad as the other games, but, you know, my personal preference.
Yeah.
50.
Do you want to try to explain Nier lore at all really fast?
So let's see if we can do like a short version. So the short version of Nier lore is that it all started with Drakengard, but it was a joke ending of Drakengard originally. But it doesn't matter. It's now the real one. At the end of Drakengard, Kaiman and Dragon get sent through a portal into Japan, where they get blown up, and then the dragon bits rain all over the city in the form of salt, which causes a disease where everybody just turns into salt. And like collapses and etc. etc. Like they all just start falling apart. Then you get into the original game Nier, or also known as Nier Replicant and Nier Gestalt, where humanity's solution is to upload everybody's or to separate the soul from the body and create artificial android bodies, which are the replicants, and those weird organic androids are the people, and they're just going about doing their thing while the gestalts, which is everybody's souls, are stored in a server and doing their best to just exist until the disease is eradicated from the world, because the replicants can't catch it, but then the replicants gain sentience. Usually we can't get near flight units and develop their own personalities and souls, and then the debate becomes, okay, well, is it wrong to kill the replicants to put the gestalts back in their bodies? But Nier doesn't care about anything about that. He just wants to save his sister, so he literally destroys the world.
True.
And then 1,000 years later, or what is it, 10,000 years
later? It's
10,000
years later, yeah.
It's 10,000 years later, we have Nier Automata, where they believe that all of the humans are technically on the moon in this server still, but they're not,
if all they want
and
is
they're fighting
intel,
the
scanner
robots
models are built for that kind of thing.
That
orders are orders.
Came with the aliens that showed up a good 5,000 years after humanity was eradicated anyway, so there are no humans left. Everyone is dead. It is just androids versus robots.
You're going to have some new weaponry installed.
Yep, it's a giant proxy war. You have a lot of shit happening, and Nier Automata is basically there's a giant proxy war going on with the androids on the behalf of the humans and the robots on the behalf of the aliens. And people are just endlessly killing each other for no reason. And that's really cool. That's really uplifting and positive. What a good message. Thank you, Yoko Taro.
So you find out later in Nier that the aliens have been dead for a while. The aliens are gone. They fucking eat
Bunker
shit.
2B, come in. I've set a landing point for your flight
obviously,
unit.
as we established at the end of
quite a ways
Nier,
from the resistance camp, unfortunately. Sorry
Nier
for the trouble,
kills
but we can't risk the enemy discovering their position.
The humans are
Good luck down there.
There are no more humans in the world. The gestalts are destroyed, and the replicants are what they are. I don't know if all of the replicants are destroyed. They kind of are what evolve into Yorha.
Yeah, it's so the main character of OG Nier kills the only way for the souls to get rejoined to the bodies. So you're just kind of, no matter what you are, you're doomed to either go insane or you're doomed to expire physically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
according to our intel,
So
none
anyway,
of the machines in
TLDR,
this area are
everything
hostile.
that the
We've been seeing more and more enemies like this lately. They just stand there and stare into
everything you
space.
love is dead.
It's pretty weird.
yeah, everything you love is dead.
Why do we exist? Just to suffer?
It's just to suffer. So, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
We are doing our best.
If you have any questions, please ask in the chat about like a lot of stuff, because this game is kind of complex and it's like hard to think about a lot of it.
Location data obtained. Marking on map.
I guess one of the things I can mention is the main form of combat in this game is going to be doing a damage glitch. All right, I want to say yes. So the main form of combat in this game is going to be damage glitching, which is whenever you have a short sword in your heavy slot, and then you do a dash and a heavy, for whatever reason, the game will do 5 times damage. So,
most of it
in
now.
prologue and all throughout the rest of the game, we're going to be basically relying on that, where we're going to just right now, we're going to be having a short sword in our heavy slot, and we're going to be doing
Nothing to
a dash and an attack. We're going to do 5 times damage, and we're going to laugh, and we're going to say, "Ha, you suck."
Yep.
It's fine. Does that question have anything to do with our operation?
Not really. I just figured it might feel nice to have some good weather.
Feeling nice
Besides
is
that,
no barrier.
That should be enough.
movement right now is going to be like
Let's
a
get
mix
you
of
back to the
dash
train.
punching and dashing.
Plant life
Then
is
like
playing
10
most of the
seconds, we're
central
going to
area.
start doing
Big
dash
plants,
swinging,
too.
which is going to be the Pogger's fun form of movement. But until then, we're going to do some mandatory side quests.
Wonder if there are any
only mandatory side quest in the
boards and
game.
such, too.
Ooh, what the hell is that sword? Okay. So, something you might have
That's
noticed.
everything the supply trade
Drops in
asks
this game
for.
are blue. Why are drops in this game blue? Well, the answer is
These chores are a real
because
pain in the butt, huh?
it's really hard to see yellow drops and green grass. So,
Yeah.
for my sake and some other people's sake, the yellow drops got replaced into blue drops, so it's easier to see. This changes a couple things to the way the game's programmed, with like it just being a specific shader. So, the example being taunting. Typically, taunting enemies will turn red and they'll be like really angry and stuff. With the way things are configured right now, they're going to turn blue instead. Yeah, and taunting. So taunting in this game is, I don't want to say it's OP, but it's strong. Basically what it is whenever you flash an enemy really fast at an enemy's face, so they get really angry, they turn red or blue, or I guess they turn red with a blue outline in our case, and then they will start doing like 100% damage to you, but also taking 100% extra damage. So the takeaway from this run, or this game in general, is that we are playing kind of really risky because we're doing a lot of damage, but we're also taking a lot of damage. This is going to be kind of upgraded by the fact that we play VC3 mod, which is a mod that gives us a taunt +2 chip. So what this does is it makes it so that instead of doing 100% damage and taking 100% increased damage, instead we're going to be doing and taking 140% increased damage. So, especially by the later parts of the run, if we're not smart and don't make sure we're defensive buffed, we will just get one shot. Oh. That's the one thing that sucks about this game. It's kind of bad about menus.
Yeah.
Map data obtained
I wish it was like
from
Kingdom
bunker.
Hearts, but whatever.
Data may be displayed from the system menu.
Map data, huh? It's hard to get an accurate picture from this. Our satellite resolution isn't so hot. Hopefully they deploy some new satellites soon.
A general idea is good enough.
You don't let anything get in your way, do you?
But yeah, so right now we kind of have just DDGs, which are double damage, or we have damage glitches, which is we have our one short sword in our heavy slot, and we will throw it and laugh as we do a lot of increased damage. Coming up pretty soon, we're gonna start doing DDG slow-mos, which is we can alternate charging our pod program and throwing a damage glitch, which not only slows down time around us, but it also allows us to, instead of throwing out one sword, we can throw out two swords. So
this sand
it's pretty cool.
Slippery.
We, thankfully in this run, like, one of the things that makes it really nice is combat isn't your big bottleneck. Your biggest bottleneck in this game is just movement, which I really like, personally.
Careful. We've got enemies approaching.
So coming up here, right here, these, typically what will happen if you don't run with VC3 mod, these three flyers are what are your potential to drop a taunt chip. And, oh my goodness, I have such bad aim. In vanilla gameplay, I think it's like a 6% chance or something extremely small that they'll drop the chip we want. But due to running PC3 mod, we just need to kill one and they'll guarantee you the drop we want. In this case, it's going to be like a low-cost taunt plus 2.
Individual target ID marked.
Fortunately / unfortunately, this doesn't eliminate like all RNG from the run, like some people do / don't want, but it's at least one major source of RNG eliminated.
It is the ruin of a former human residential area. Large numbers of humans resided in such concrete and metal shelters. The structures were referred to by names such as apartment complex. Report. Mail notification received from access.
I had to go get the water.
Wawa. Ooh, that might be bad. Okay, it's fine. So you're supposed to just land on this platform normally, but I kind of messed up a little bit, but it's okay. Yeah. Okay. So right there, we do a quick menu. We equip our second short sword to our back slot. So now we can do double damage glitches, and we put on like a quick buff just because buffs are good. And a big part of the segment is going to be killing that last guy. Typically, he'll like do a little cutscene, and then you'll cry, and then you'll be able to kill him. But if you kill him before he's able to like do the cutscene, and just the camera just kind of freaks out and zooms really far out, and you're happy. Because this section is on another timer where all it's really doing is just waiting. So this is the one and really only farming part of the run we get, where
cannot continue.
Yeah.
This cannot continue.
Traditionally, during like vanilla runs, this is like your one time to try to farm for both chips and for upgrades. Because the run relies pretty heavily on... Okay, that's gonna be weird. The run relies pretty heavily on getting what's called VC3, which is like the upgraded version of your sword. But thankfully for us, we can rely on VC3 mod, which is like something that'll guarantee that we get the materials we need.
Yeah, the drops are forced with the mod, so we are always guaranteed to have VC3, which is why it's kind of important. And if you look at like the speed running leaderboards, you'll see between unmodded A and PC3 mod A, there's a good, like, almost 3 minutes of
there we go.
difference.
Yeah, just because like having like the drop guaranteed helps out so much.
Come on.
Especially because like I think Isom did math at some point and was like, it's like less than a 7% chance that you get like both VC3 mod and the right taunt chip. But yeah, so it relies on it. Not relies on, it gives you a lot of consistency in runs, which is really nice, but so most top runners will just decide to run VC3 mod just because like,
Looks like we're safe now.
you know, not having to reset 20 minutes into a run is
I've never seen
pretty cool.
before. We better report this to command.
Yeah, like Isom said, Percy got
Let's move to an area with better
lucky.
reception
Percy
so we can
is
contact command.
doing, or does, it's one of our runners.
I might have messed up here. Yeah, it's okay. That's like the new, or one of the newer tricks that's been found. It's just like kind of wild. Like go out of bounds in a really weird way, and you do some kind of weird movement that we don't do anywhere else to like skip pushing this box basically. Saves like not that much time, but I don't know. Go for it. That's all that matters. Did I push it too far? Might have pushed it a little bit too far. There we go. Okay. Question mark? Where am I? This is a wonderful trick we call like save scumming, just because the save point is super far away from where we're located, so it saves a ton of time just to not run normally. New tricks are crazy, dude. Speaking of Percy, that's something that Percy found.
Maybe we should...
No.
Roger.
So next we have coming up like the one and only trick I'm afraid to mess up.
I also have
Called like coaster. This trick is pretty wild. Basically the way it works is we're going to be tricking an auto scroller to think that we're on it while we're not on it.
We've tracked the location.
And in the meantime, while the auto scroller is going, we're going to be going somewhere and grabbing a very important item, being the sphere.
I heard something about that back at the Resistance.
This is kind of the only trick in the run that's like make or break. Everything else can kind of be recovered. This is the one trick that's just like, damn, if you mess up, you really suck. So hopefully I don't really suck. That's what I'm hoping.
Maybe we can get through from underground.
But now that I've said that, I've jinxed myself.
He'll be fine.
Okay.
There we go.
This game's really hard. I haven't said that, but this game's really hard. A lot of the weird stuff we're doing, like right there, is we're going over cutscenes. So, like when we're going into the desert, we're going over a cutscene. Right there, we're going over a cutscene.
Weird.
A lot of the movement we do seems kind of really weird and unoptimal, but a lot of times we're just saving like 5 seconds or less by intentionally going out of bounds to
Avoid having to skip it.
yeah, to save like the little bit of time it takes to go over a cutscene.
Do we still do stamp cards?
Yeah, we're doing EDS.
Yeah.
It's like one of the newer tricks that's found, called EDS, where, hold on, let me not mess this up.
Yeah, no. coaster is arguably the hardest freaking to run.
It's not the hardest, but it's the most unforgiving. That's how I like to put it.
What's this?
Analysis. It is a device that propels humans
I'm already level 8, so that's good.
at high speeds for the purposes
So
of
from here,
it was commonly
for those who have
referred
played
to
Nier
as
Automata
a
before, you
roller
would
coaster.
remember that this
Humans
is an
sure are
auto-scroller.
strange
Normally you are
creatures.
stuck on that roller coaster. But by doing our coaster skip, where we kind of get knocked out of bounds by the coaster running into us, we're able to jump off of
Hey,
it
2B.
and break
Yes?
it. So that thinks
People
we're
who
on the
know me well
coaster right
usually
now,
call
but
me
we're not.
Nines.
So we're allowed to
So what do you
go
think?
off and do
I
whatever
mean,
we want.
if you want to call me
So
Nines, it's totally okay.
we are on our way
good.
over Earth to where the
right.
virtuous treaty spear, or virtuous, which one is the spear? It's not treaty.
Can you talk to me, please? Thank you. Virtuous treaty, or hold on. Virtuous contract, virtuous treaty, virtuous dignity. There we go. Dignity.
Virtuous dignity. So
Alert.
we change 9S to long range here because this is just the best time to do it. We pick up virtuous dignity.
And then the auto scroller finishes and it jumps us to the next location. Yeah.
Yeah, because it believed we were on the coaster, so it automatically teleports us.
What the hell?
Our records don't say anything about a machine like this.
The singer. This is. What's her name?
Beaver.
Beaver.
Yeah, Beauvoir.
Beauvoir.
Yeah.
So this is, yeah. So this is Beauvoir. We call her a bunch of names. She's a pretty simplistic boss. Just like most of the bosses in Nier, there's not a lot we can do other than just do what the game kind of wants us to do.
It's trying to hack us. If we take hacking damage, it'll
Yeah, we want to kill her so that we want to kill her after she does her melee attack so that she'll kind of follow us and she'll take the shortest path to the next phase. But it's kind of fun because there's a bunch of different strats that have been made specifically for there's like a bunch of different strats that have been made for what chips you have and basically what chips you have, because if you have different chips you'll do different sorts of combos to get different damage values, I guess, so that you don't damage her too early or too late. In this section you're just hoping you don't get hacked. I got hacked twice. I'm really unlucky, but it happens.
I've almost analyzed the enemy's hack.
And yeah, thankfully with this mod, with Tom Plus 2, we kind of just melt her. Like if you look at her health bar here, like there's not really a question. So yeah.
Yeah, so even though this game, obviously you can see there are levels, so even though Beauvoir is level 15 while we are only level 8, with a combination of Taunt plus 2, the
And just, yeah.
And the buffs that we have, we're able to just kind of
Saturation attack triggered
destroy
by
her. Oh my god, did
Thanks
you
for the
really mod Dignity into the Longinus?
I did. It's so good. Oh, I missed that. That's unfortunate.
So,
What is it?
So we enter there with
weird things to say, huh? It's almost like it had actual
Self-destructive.
Don't have
Door?
feelings.
Door?
You said that
Oh
yourself.
no.
Yeah, I missed it. It's alright.
So there's a little clip we can do there. If you can get yourself between the door and the wall in time, it'll kind of push you out of bounds, and you can skip this slow walking section.
Yeah.
Hostiles.
Saves like 5-6 seconds.
Yeah, it saves a little bit.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world to miss it, but it's definitely something that you want to try to get.
Something good.
And now we are on our way to Pascal's village.
So this is spear dashing. I'm sorry, it looks really bad, but kind of what we're doing here is we're canceling one attack with a self-destruct and then making it repeat. Unfortunately, what this looks like is
So why don't the machines or the aliens?
as every other attack will have like the self-destruct thing pop up on the screen.
Outer space, right?
So yeah,
Well, there are a few.
it's a little bit rough to look at,
for
but
sure.
it's
It's a little blinky and
thinking.
the whole time 2B is being noisy.
yeah, it's not as bad as Japanese 2B.
They all have white flags.
Looks like they really don't.
She's great. I'm not hating on her, but like the self-destruct noise is rough.
Yeah, that's what that scream is, by the way. That's the sound of her going into self-destruct. But So here's Pascal. I love Pascal.
Yeah, we say hi to Aoyuki, or I guess not in English, but we say hello to Aoyuki. We say what's up. They're like, hey, here's this thing. Go give it to whatever that plant's name is.
We can get into the city.
We're like, all right, bet.
Box.
So Pascal is Pascal and the robots in Pascal's village are robots that have cut themselves off from the primary machine, like hive mind.
What's wrong?
And they are attempting to create their own settlement, and they have a peace treaty or truce, I guess, like with the androids of the resistance, and they help each other out. So Pascal gives us an oil filter that an enemy, the leader of the resistance,
definitely
needs
not the
to
person
keep
to discuss
her village
this
running. So we picked that up from Pascal, and we're going to take it back.
Yeah, because there's basically two. You can think of there as being two different robot factions and two different android factions. You have the androids that are just normal people on the Earth, and you can think of Yorha as being like the android military. In the same way, you can kind of think as like the robots who are connected to the hive mind as being like the military robots, and the robots that are not connected as being like their own separate thing. So the two non-hive minds are like, hey yo, help us out, and they're like, all right, bet, I'll help you out. Help me out.
Now do you believe we're not a threat?
Yeah, we end up becoming friends with Pascal ourselves and doing some stuff, and we're gonna get killed by this moose.
P.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a nice little death warp. The way this game works, key items are retained throughout deaths. So for our specific instance right here, our key item is going to be the oil filter or whatever it is. We go from Pascal to Anemone. Anemone gives us the key item, then we die, and it warps us back to Pascal. So it doesn't make us have to run back. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
But Goliath, this was a trap. I knew it. 2B, Command is deploying new flight units for us. They just set the coordinates.
Setting angles. We're gonna go.
Yeah, that's right. So while we're talking to Pascal that second time, the bad robots decide to get all grumpy and come after and are going for an enemy and the others. So we
probably shouldn't get near that guy's feet.
Yeah, they decided to put a gray filter over our game.
Let's find another.
Pretty rude of them, I know.
Kind of ugly.
But yeah, there's these two, like, the two robots that show up when we're at the end of the prologue show up, and they're like, yo, I want you to be unalive, and we're like, yo, dog, that's kind of rude.
Going anywhere unless we pass through that Goliath's legs. We should be careful.
Interesting skip that we are going to do soon.
Yeah, let's see if this happens.
So I have watched the part after this changed like 4 or 5 times. So
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
So right now we're just going to get to flight units.
I missed.
So that we can
2B!
Get,
Displaying data on central wiring hub.
Excuse me?
So normally what happens is you can click through that corner there and you skip this little mini boss fight with angles and standards.
Yeah, as a backup, you can like get on top of that rock and kind of do like a high jump over it, but if you get the punch attack like I did, it gets a little bit awkward sometimes, so.
Yeah, he just kind of whacks you and you.
Yeah, you can get like super unlucky where he whacks you when you're like on the bridge and knocks you down, and then you just have like a locked camera angle and you have to like try to get back to him, but thankfully it didn't go that bad.
But yeah, so we're back in another shmup here. Like we pointed out before, the shmups are very hard to break. They're weirdly well programmed compared to the rest of this bullshit. So we're gonna go through here and fight the two Engels, and some of the other robots that are flying around. And then once we are done with them, they will cause an earthquake, which opens up a crater.
Yeah, one of them seppukus. So one of them seppukus and just like blows a giant hole in the ground. Then the android command is like, oh my goodness, we can sense like
Your commander.
not robots. We can sense
Intercepted a
aliens from there, and we're like, oh my goodness, no way, that's wild. Let's go check it out.
On this planet. If we can destroy them,
Yep.
we can.
So,
It seems to be
for the first
underground.
time ever,
way
or, well, in
underground.
centuries,
Guess
for
we'll
these
see
works.
once
For the
we get
first time
there.
since the aliens actually died,
If we're lucky.
we are
You're
able
not
to
much
sense
for
an alien
plans,
signal
are you, 2B?
because of Engels blowing a hole in the ground. So we're gonna go follow that signal, and this is where we find out the aliens are. Yeah, we're gonna kind of. This is what I mentioned earlier. This is the EDS skip. We are going to go over here and talk to a robot in the park.
Yeah, so this is Ocarina of Time, or not Ocarina of Time. This is Wind Waker. So if you've ever watched like a Wind Waker run, this is kind of our version of storage, where we are storing dialogue. So we're gonna store dialogue where we kill an enemy and then like fuck off, basically. We kill an enemy while we open dialogue with them, and then we're gonna go fuck off. And when we have this dialogue open, we can run into a cutscene with them, or we can run into a cutscene, and the dialogue that we have on screen will interrupt the in-game spoken dialogue and like just make a cutscene disappear, more or less.
Yeah. So it is a type of text storage that allows us to skip
dead?
normally an not unskippable cutscene, but normally a section
Destroyed alien
that
motherships.
you would have to sit through that is also kind of a locked auto scroller.
Yeah, it's kind of wild because this cutscene we're in right now is skippable, but there's an unskippable like boss fight after. And the way this trick works, we watch the skippable cutscene, but we skip the unskippable fight, which ends up being faster, which is kind of funny.
The old version of this, before EDS was discovered, was called mansplaining.
Well, mansplaining is a different trick, but there's
What was the one that?
So there's a really wild trick that was, oh god, what the fuck was it called?
Yeah, what was it called that when we did it for EDS? It wasn't mansplaining.
But yeah, there's a really dumb trick that like only the top two runners were doing, where you could like go start that.
You transfer your consciousness to a temporary body.
The area everything else would unload, so there wouldn't be any more floor, and then you'd have to run to a side quest called Speedstar, and you'd have to get it so that Speedstar would start a dialogue, which would cancel something else, which would cancel the fight, which would let you would reload the ground in. Bonkers skip. There you go.
Bonkers skip.
Yeah, that shit was fucking wild.
Yeah, Bonker Skip was
Then the guns of your
It was obnoxious. But yeah, like we said,
It was pretty.
not a lot of people did it.
Hey Grace, would you say it was pretty fucking bonkers?
Why don't we rest a little bit, 2B?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I'll rest if I feel like it.
Oh god, this game is a mess.
Hey Grace, when are we going to Hershey Park? Parking
When are we going to
Cinnamon.
Hershey's Park? I'll come visit and we can go to Hershey's Park.
Yeah. I was trying to get Lauren to go, but then Lauren moved and now I'm sad.
Well, that sounds like a Lauren problem.
Okay.
We can drag other people along too.
I'm trying to drag everyone, dude. Although King's Dominion would be better because Hershey doesn't have any Giga Coasters, and at least King's Dominion does.
King's Dominion is pretty good.
Oh my goodness. Fuck.
I've been to King's Dominion in fucking forever.
So typically this is the portion of the 80% run where you would have your RNG check.
Yeah.
Thankfully with VC3 mod we don't have any more RNG, which is great. We're guaranteed to have VC3, which is why it's called VC3 mod. Basically all it does is it increases your attack speed, which by proxy. Oh, excuse me. By proxy increases your movement speed. There we go. That's what I was trying to say.
So,
Say, 2B.
It's not
When
just
do
for
you
damage,
think you'll be
but
willing to
it's,
call me
for
Nines?
our dashing, our
9S
running,
works just
and all of
fine.
that. VC3
Well, yeah, but
really does put out a surprising amount of time.
this job
just
can be
fighting.
pretty rough sometimes.
Yeah, I think it was like 45 seconds to a minute and a half, depending on like how crisp your movement is. It's pretty wild.
To be emotional, remember?
Yeah, like
I think some of it. This must be the
like we were
commercial
saying
structure
before,
Pascal
like,
was
if you
talking
look
about.
at
The records say it was once a
leaderboard,
facility
you can
known
see
as
the
a
difference.
shopping center.
Actually, pretty sure first place is the same person on both of them, but their non-modded run is like 118, almost 119, and the VC3 mod world record is a low 116. So it's like a difference of almost 2 to 3 minutes based on the RNG and just having VC3.
Oh, that was almost really bad. Please walk forward. Okay. Right there, we're doing another dialogue cancel. Normally, this is where 9S wants to talk about how bad he wants to get a t-shirt with 2B. Or like, damn, it's a simp, but I understand.
He's just running away.
But like the common things we do in this game is we can do like a partner dialogue cancel where we start talking to our homie and we're like, hey yo, talk to me, and they're like, all right, cool, and we just walk forward and we hit a dialogue and they're like, all right, never mind, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm like, all right, cool, I hate you too, 9S, fuck you.
Anyway, we're
in the forest. Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to skip a cutscene there, which features the best character in all of Nier.
It does feature the best boy.
Better keep your guard up.
Features the best
I'm
boy
aware
in all
of how to
Nier.
fight. You just be careful.
I will too.
That is where you meet Emil for the first time in this game.
Yeah, I guess I'd say it's the one character that's like the hold on from. The one character that links OG Nier to Nier Automata is Emil and kind of Devil and Popola, but to a lesser
How are we
extent.
supposed to reach that castle?
Yeah, Devil and Popola aren't really it's not really explained how they are still around in Automata, but it is.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But Emil is the same person, whereas the Devil and Popola in this game are both.
Yeah.
So Emil is technically the only living human in the entire world, but ancient magic, dragon bullshit.
I was gonna say human.
Yeah, but ancient magic, dragon bullshit. It's because I'm a little far from my mic. Ah! So ancient magic, dragon bullshit. Emil may or may not be immortal, and just ahead.
Yeah, very much not a human. May have like self-replicated.
Yeah. So Emil, in the original Nier, Emil goes through some bullshit to deal with the curse and magic powers and stuff to Kaine, and ends up getting turned into a little skeleton boy. And is effectively immortal. Sometime in the last 10,000 years, Emil's body was destroyed, so he just kind of rolls around as a head. And he gets a new body in this game, but it's technically a car.
Yeah. Instead of a no head, it's just head.
An
Just
android.
head.
A Yorha-type
But
android.
we all love Emil.
This unit
Emil
is
is kind of the
currently wanted by
mascot for the
Yorha.
Nier series, to be
Annihilation
real.
recommended.
He is also
Annihilation?
like Yoko Taro's
But
favorite
why?
character,
Let's
basically.
go, 9S.
Yoko Taro rolls around in a Emil mask because he's shy. Shit like that. But yeah, he's best boy.
We've picked up a
He
signal
is one
from
of
the
the few
black box
characters
of a
that is
fugitive
consistent
known as
throughout the
A2.
games, and he is the
actually
same.
What
nice.
you see in front of you?
Yeah, A2
Let's go
was
after her,
nice.
2B.
What the fuck, A2? This boss fight has some RNG to it, and she can hop around and stuff and make the fight take longer than is necessary and kind of be an ass, but she kind of just stood there and took it, which is very good.
Yeah, you kind of have to rely on her being like staggered to not run away, and I guess that happened. I guess we just got fucking lucky. Alright, this is the worst part of the game. So I think there's still like $5,000 worth of speedrun bounties out there to skip this part of the game. If this is we're entering Grun. So Grun is like a fucking 15-minute auto-scroller. 15-minute auto-scroller shmup section. We haven't been able to find anything to skip it. If you can find a way to skip this part of the game that would be applicable in a any % run that would save time, there's like at least 3 months worth of rent that you could get.
Yeah. Why did you ask Pascal about A2?
There have been several mods, several speedrunners, several people in our community that have all gone, hey, if you can skip Grun or figure out a way to like make Grun shorter, we will give you money. So yeah, if anybody wants to get into Nier Automata speedrunning and likes glitch hunting, between the like 4 people offering up a bounty, there's probably a good like 5K.
Yeah, there's a lot of money and at least 1 pizza.
Yeah, and a pizza, yep. A lot of money and at least 1 pizza. So anyway, the skip that Tsugoii is doing right now is different version of the one that I spoke about earlier.
Let's take him out already so I can be home in time for dinner in a bag.
When we are doing mackerel percent. So as you saw, Sugoi broke out from the resistance camp and kind of just flew through the world into this water down here, and it has teleported us into this area where Grun is. So we fight this chicken, and we fight this dude. And then we go around the corner once they are defeated to where those missiles are sitting, and Grun will appear.
Yeah. I think that's
Where
the last
is
of the machines.
Isom? Hey, Isom, you got the Grun facts ready?
Oh god.
You got the Grun facts ready.
So yeah, we gotta do this shit, and this is the start of Grun, so it's not quite an auto-scroller from here, but for all intents and purposes, from this point on, you can no longer gain time, you can only lose time.
So Grun was built in the shmup engine, and like we said, it's incredibly hard to beat, to break the shmups. So, because so much of Grun is in the shmups, as of now, we have not found a way to skip this. And there is absolutely no way to gain any time. You can just play like shit and therefore lose time.
Yeah, there's a little bit of RNG as well that can just like make you get cucked. I think I like the way that May has put this most. The reason this section kind of sucks is because like typically in speedruns you can have sections where like you're just AFK as fuck. So if you look at runs like Final Fantasy IX or something, right, like you just have a turbo controller going and you're not really like losing or gaining time, you're just existing. The unfortunate thing about this is you have to be conscious enough to not lose time, but you can't go like pure unconscious enough to relax, which is what makes it really suck. Like, there's no pee break, but you're not having fun either.
But we can't hold them off for long. I repeat, this is Carrier Blue Ridge 2. We need immediate backup from any available android forces.
Grun sure is. When you're playing casually, this is one of the coolest parts of the game.
Oh yeah, it has some dank as fuck music too. But
yeah, this in the speedrun, this part is just so.
Yeah. I have like at least 1,300 attempts in this game, so like. Yeah.
There we go. We got a Grun fact. Yeah. So for people that have not fought one yet, all of the bosses in this game are named after philosophers.
True.
Southwest of us.
So one of the jokes that we have in the speedrunning community is anytime somebody is playing through the part of Grun, we'll just post facts about Grun the philosopher in chat.
Did you know?
As if we're talking about the robot.
Yeah. I need to send you some pictures, Grace. I went and got on the USS Massachusetts this past weekend. It was pretty cool.
Oh, I was also on a World War II cruise.
That's cool. I've been to the Yorktown before, but I haven't been to Massachusetts yet. That was pretty fun.
I don't remember the name of the ship that I was on, but...
Where was it? Do you remember?
It's in Tampa.
Oh, okay. We should do that. That sounds like a fun trip.
It's like a museum, and you can go on it. Ship still works and shit.
I want to do that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, the newest skip is coming up.
A machine?
Huge.
Right now it's a museum during the day, and then at night it's a haunted house.
Wait, Isom, what's the newest skip? I might not know this. Is it just hold B to skip? Or what is the newest skip?
Crap! It's blocking close range attacks with EMP blasts.
You hold B? Okay. Isom told me about this. I know what this is.
2B. Command is attempting to launch a satellite laser.
Yeah, that's cool. I went up to
electromagnetic camouflage
Massachusetts to
we need you to find the emitter and take it out. Oh, is that all? I know.
Go visit one of my friends. I'll say that. That's a good way to say things.
Yeah, American victory.
But yeah, we ended up going.
Victory.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tampa.
Oh, it's the SS? Okay, so it's a sub.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's like it sits in the harbor, it chills, it's retired, it doesn't go anywhere. They take it into a museum. But during the end of September and October, they set it up as like a haunted house.
Wait, I have a question for you, Grace.
A haunted ship, it's really cool.
Do you remember the 21st night of September?
21st night of September?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The only known record of this machine.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
320 years ago.
It was 2 nights ago, and
the unit
I
unleashed
was
a devastating
pissed off
electromagnetic wave attack.
I'm sorry, dear.
All resistance fighters in the vicinity were annihilated.
It's okay, you're here in your safe space at Kishithon.
I am in my safe space at Kishithon, where we are raising money for Kishi, who lost their computer, which is their livelihood. So we are raising as much money as possible to help them get a new PC. Any little bit helps. We are super excited to be here. So if you have the heart to help out someone who just wants to be able to pay their damn rent, they would very much appreciate it. Also, yeah, we are $15 away from Kishi drawing a cute picture of CJ in a Hello Kitty health set. What? Hang on, something's happening behind me. Maddie just screamed fuck off really loud. Maddie says hi today.
Hello.
Electromagnetic interference eliminated. Preparing for satellite laser strike.
It's me, Tsugoii, everyone's second favorite trans femme.
Yeah, it's me, Tsugoii.
Oh, come on! It's got an electromagnetic barrier over its whole body?
Going through coping with humor?
Yeah, coping. That's all I can do. No seething, only coping.
Hunter Squadron deploying out of North 12C Defense Agency.
Yeah, actually sounds like fun.
Commanding officer.
I don't know, dude.
Don't worry, we'll take it from here.
Cause I've been on an aircraft carrier before, but I've never been like on a battleship before, and I was like, dude, this is fucking wild.
Let's lead this area to the reinforcements. I have an idea.
I don't know what it was, but it was crazy. Made me think about selling my soul to the military again.
We've got mortars lining the shoreline here. All the EMP shielding in the world won't help against close-range mortar fire.
Got it.
But yeah, I'll let you know, because I'm trying to get because our trip to Ohio was so much fun. I'm trying to convince homies up here to like go on amusement park trips, because I'm like, bro.
That's
yeah. So, we're talking. Grun, open your mouth.
Yeah, it's okay.
So, we were talking. My roommate, the ship that we were talking about, that haunted house. Maddie is one of the people that works there, does some of the creative and stuff.
That's cool.
So they were talking about some people that were a little obnoxious today.
That
I told them the story, so we went to the preview because we always go to the preview to help out. So they can practice on people that get scared easily and also don't get scared easily. And there was one point where somebody came around the corner. I wasn't expecting them, so I did get I actually instinctively replied.
Yeah, like jump scared or whatever. Yeah.
Like I got spooked, but I cope with my spook humor. So the person comes around the corner, genuinely gets me, and just looks at me and like, this is she's waiting for you. So my instinct at this point to calm myself down is just to go, is she hot?
What's your name?
9S is leaving the front lines.
Poor guy just looked at me like...
9S should be reported to command as a deserter.
What?
No.
Oh no.
He has a plan.
Funny enough, the she in the thing, like the person that guy was referring to, is the character Maddie's playing.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to see if we can use those missiles back on the shore.
I found out.
But I need you to destroy the EMP unit on that thing's
So
back.
we get there and
Otherwise,
they're like,
just going to go off course.
Yeah, and we go in and it's the room Maddie's in, and I was like, oh good, she is hot.
Yeah. It's like, yo, can we like go to somebody's bunk or what? Yeah, the scariest thing when I went to that battleship was having to go with somebody's dad.
Yeah.
I had to go with somebody's parent I had never seen before, and I was like, dude, I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah. But yeah, no, if you ever go into a haunted house with me, if I am in the front and I am laughing, it means there's a jump scare coming up, because I cope with humor.
It's okay, I'll hold your hand.
I do not scream, I'll bounce. I'll do the thing where I'll like, you'll get me and I'll like startle, but I just start laughing after. And then I just laugh like a maniac through the whole thing. Honestly, I feel like I'm one of the worst people ever in haunted houses because I'm just walking through and people are like screaming in my face, trying to scare me and slamming things, and I'm just like, and I'll barely ask.
I'm going to ask if they're hot. I mean, look, if somebody said somebody's waiting for me, I'd be like, look, like, I don't judge. Like, if you're dead, if you're alive, like, yo, I just need to know, like.
The other one was, we were walking through and somebody was like, they're gonna kill you. And I'm like, just, not just me, but it's just, you hear like the various millennials on the ship.
You're just like, fucking bet, yeah.
You're gonna die. For real?
I just be like, yo, are you DTF? Are you down to float?
For real? You're gonna kill me and eat my face? Oh, dude, I'm so in.
Look, go ass then face. I mean, what?
For real, no cap, on God.
Well, I'm surprised that the haunted house we stayed at, I'm surprised nobody ate my ass. I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah. Apparently, there was like some spooky stuff like once.
Yeah, that's what I heard Siren saying.
Yeah, Siren saw some spooky stuff, or like heard some spooky stuff, but nothing actually happened.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
No asses were ate.
No one got their ass ate by a ghost.
At least nothing, yeah, by a ghost. That's a good way to put it. I mean, I don't know what happened after I went to bed, you know?
I'm still not sure that we brought Merely back. They might have gotten replaced by a changeling. We're not quite sure.
All right, Grun's over. Let's fucking go.
Yay!
We're gonna play the video game again. So we're gonna do a wonderful skip called Copied City Clip version 2, or as I like to put it, CCCVV. Or I guess it's actually version 3, so CCCVVV. What does that mean? It just means we're gonna do a clip. We're gonna run forward, then we're gonna do a clip, and then we're gonna laugh.
Yeah.
Traditionally in this, the way the game wants you to do this is it wants you to run all the way back to the resistance camp to go to a vendor where you'll buy the scan chip, where the scan plugin will then let you like go search for your terrible ass Shota partner. But unfortunately, we know where our Shoda is, so we can just go straight to our Shoda.
Yeah. Yeah, so at the end of Grun, 9S gets his ass kidnapped by the big bad evil guys. So we gotta go save 9S because that's our little boyfriend and
unfortunately,
we want to step on him.
There we go.
So we go ahead and we remind everybody that walls are just a suggestion here in Nier Automata.
Although 2B skin is always fabulous if it's wet or not.
Yeah. She's not drying off.
She does eventually, but
What is this?
who cares?
This area
If I look like 2B, I would be wet all the time too. I mean, what?
What's with the corpses?
It is unlikely the Yorha units came this far on their own.
But yeah, so here we are in the copied city.
The enemy must have placed them here to look.
I want a hot dog.
Or we machine.
So this is mansplaining.
Have a keen
Yeah, this
interest
is
in
Mansplain
humanity,
Skip. This is the one that I always mixed up with because
family,
they both involved Adam.
religion.
Yeah, so this motherfucker wants to talk to us, and he's like,
More human records.
yo, dog, I heard you like me talking at you about things. And we're like, nah,
This
not
is
really.
one of many areas I
I'd
create.
rather just
Yeah.
fucking
Designed
leave.
to understand, to know.
Yeah,
And
Adam tries
It's
to
correct, don't you
mansplain
think?
humanity to us, and we
Almost
just go,
spiritual.
no, and
And
fuck
yet
off.
it's
Fuck off.
currently
Yeah, the funnest thing about this skip to me is there's like an advanced version I do called Two Butts, yeah, where 2B basically goes, that's cool, I'm sorry my ass is too fat.
Only then.
So 2B puts her ass out, and then it just skips everything, and I think that's really neat. Let me make sure I do this. So yeah, normally we'll get talked to for like 50 seconds there, but if you go in that elevator and then go out, then he shuts the fuck up. And if you do it with 2B's butt, it's even faster. So that's pretty cool.
Ah, 9S.
2B's butt, big enough that she can break the game.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Honestly, goals.
But yeah, we just gotta wait for him to be done with his goofy shit so that we can kill him there.
Then he tells us to come.
So at this point, Adam has cut himself off from the machine network and made himself mortal.
Yep.
And then we kill him.
Yep, we fucking murder him.
Thanks. Oh, what? No. Oh, come on.
And that pisses off his little brother, Eve, which was technically made. It's really weirdly biblical because it is quite literally the same story.
Tells me this is going to involve a lot
Adam is the one that was born at the beginning, and then Adam takes a piece of himself and creates Eve from it, just like God takes a piece of Adam and creates Eve. Anyway, Eve is a big whiny bitch that is mad at 2B for killing Adam, even though Adam
any new trends or behaviors among the machines.
quite literally did it to himself.
Yep. Doesn't really understand. Yeah. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of unfortunate where Adam wants to be human in the most, like, Adam wants to be human and he's like, oh, the way to be human is to, like, have all these negative emotions of, like, hate and everything else. And, like, the best way to be human is to, like, fight to death because that's, like, the most extreme form of hate. And even if you die, like, that's okay. Whereas Eve is, like, kind of the opposite, where it's, like, it doesn't really give a fuck about being human. It's just, like, I just want to be happy with my bro. And the fact that you hurt my bro now makes me angry. So now I want to kill you because you killed my bro.
Yeah, basically Eve was just trying to vibe with his brother, and then we killed the brother, and now Eve has become everything that his brother wanted to be.
Now that we're cut off from the network, we no longer
share data with each other.
But before we deal with Eve, first we gotta go deal with weirdos.
Yep.
I like how you are stuck in Pascal and she keeps trying to swat you away but can't.
Yeah, so there's a really fun thing that's intended where if you look at 2B's ass, she'll try to swat the plot away because she doesn't want anybody looking at her ass. But if you play with certain camera settings, she won't be able to swat you away.
So it'll still do the motion because the game is registering that you are at the camera angle at which 2B will throw you. So you'll just see her do it, but it won't actually do anything. So anyway, welcome to Factory 2. We are about to do a series of really weird clips and tricks where we just skip 90% of this section. And
do a little bit of sightseeing on the way.
Yeah, a little bit of sightseeing on the way.
Yeah, this is actually the hardest trick in the game we're going to go for. So there's this trick called Eat Ass, or Eat Ass Skip. I don't know why you'd skip eating ass, but I guess that's what we do. It's kind of the hardest trick in the game where we're basically going to try to get Pascal in an elevator while we're on top of it. I mean, we'll fucking see, but regardless, we're going to be basically skipping everything except for 2 rooms. Oh.
Yeah, we do unfortunately
that's weird. Whatever.
miss like the best line in the entire game though.
What is it?
We don't get to watch the entire scene of them just yelling "Become as God."
Oh, I always think Ichi, but that's an E.
Ichi. Yeah, E is so good. God.
Damn it! I was right.
Yeah. So if anybody is familiar with Nier, this is the section that the famous "Become as Gods" line is from. So, one of the
I messed up.
themes,
All right, it's fine.
It's fine, yeah. One of the running themes in Nier is that each of the weird little robot factions is trying to become as close to human as they can in their own way. And so the first time we run into them where Adam is spawned, they're like trying to have babies because they're like, yeah, like love and family. And this one is religion. And yeah, it's...
Yeah.
Pascal is community.
Yeah.
Is what Pascal's group is supposed to represent. And as we can see, they are the sane and kind ones. Or, versus the religious fanatics and the weird, horny desert robots.
That's a good way to put it. I haven't thought about it that way.
Yeah. But yeah, Pascal and everybody in Pascal's village just wants to be a community and vibe out and chill. They're just having fun. Anyway, we have
Alright.
9S. 9S was like half dead, so we sent him back to the bunker before we came here. But he hacked a robot and is talking to us and doing weird shit in the corner.
Exit route secured.
This is another one of the wild ass skips in Factory 2.
Yeah, so basically what we do, alright, I'm not gonna get that, unfortunate. But basically what we do is when we're at the very top with the religious robots, we do a void out so that we reset the elevator up there. So resetting that elevator allows us to call the elevator and go down. When we go down, we then talk to 9S, which is another mandatory trigger. And after that, we reset that room, and then we go back up. So from back up, we do a plunge where we hit another mandatory trigger, and as soon as we hit the mandatory trigger, we want to make the game think that we're like out of bounds and infinitely falling, so that it respawns us. And then when it respawns us, we're like at the very top, and we can do another really long plunge all the way to just like the end of the factory section. So this is kind of really the peak degeneracy of Nier, where we really are just skipping everything. We really just go from mandatory trigger to mandatory trigger to the end.
Yeah.
Factory system at 80% control. Hang in there, 2B.
This boss is also on a timer. We have to wait for 9S to disable the shields before we can really do anything. But instead of having to deal with it, we just kind of jump up here and hang out because there's like a little wall that we can get ourselves caught on, and we just hang out here, caught on this wall. Pascal flies off somewhere because Pascal can't fight because Pascal's like peaceful resolution.
Yeah,
And Pascal is not a comboy.
Yeah, the game gets weird, and we're like infinitely falling, but it won't put us out. And for whatever reason, that just makes Pascal like float off into the air. We're like, all right, cool, we'll hang out here.
No, it's definitely not a glitch in the game. It's definitely because Pascal's like, all right, you're gonna fight, I'm out.
I mean, yeah, Pascal doesn't fight like until E when some shit happens, but it's wild how like.
Oh no,
yeah.
I just like to believe that Pascal is just a permanent pacifist.
I mean, for the most part.
Yeah, Pascal is an absolute angel of a character. I adore Pascal. He is perfect. But yeah, so we are almost done with the factory now that we have beaten Koshi. Or is that one Roshi?
Let me look at my splits in a second.
Or is it Sushi?
I think that might be Sushi. Ooh, game.
I think that one's Sushi. There are 3 of those robots. Their names are like Koshi, Roshi, and Sushi.
Yeah, there's Koshi. There's Sushi, Koshi, Roshi, and I think it's Sushi because Koshi Roshi is at the end of E.
Koshi and Roshi is at the end of E, and then there's another. Yeah, because we fight Sushi twice. There's Eve being a little emo baby.
Yeah, so that's where Eve dies and has some like. I mean, like, it's good lore that, like, helps tie over stuff from OG Nier and Tracking Guard, but it's mostly just Eve crying, "Brother, why'd you have to die?"
There's a couple of iconic voice lines in this game that we will mock. We missed one of them earlier.
I didn't do the 601. That one always pisses me off.
Scanning for interference.
A machine turned me.
Oh my god. The ultimate femcell.
Yeah. 6-0 is our operator, and she definitely
why are their numbers
has
increasing
some
like
issues.
this?
Yeah. Relatable, but like, girl.
Laser relay system.
So 6-0 asked out another one of the androids that she liked, but that android turned her down, and she gets really sad and starts crying in 2B's ear, and 2B is just like, "Bitch, what the fuck?"
Bitch, I ain't gay. I only like Shotas. Like, what do you want from me?
What do you want from me? So anyway, Eve goes insane, which causes the rest of the robots still on the network with Eve to also go insane and grow teeth and mouths. So
yeah.
At this point, all the robots have just had round heads, and suddenly when they go insane, their heads split open and they have teeth, and they start eating them. Anyway, we're not quite sure why they get teeth when they go crazy, but they did. They got teeth when they went crazy.
First they're gonna eat him, then they're gonna eat me. Oh no. Yeah.
So the resistance camp gets jumped. We come back to save an enemy, and the others, they're all running. A couple of them are dead. We talk to an enemy. Eve blows some stuff up and gets all grumpy, and then we go fight Eve. Sloppy. So Sushi is back. This is the same robot we fought earlier. Actually, technically, he followed us out of the factory because we didn't fully kill him. And now we kill him for real. And then we fight a bunch of little robots that then turn into Eve. It's weird. It's a fucking mess.
Yeah, there's like cores that are like what power the big robots.
Right.
Yeah, this is, yeah. Anyway, so we have this weird amalgam. It starts flying around. 9S is back. He just showed back up just in time for the final boss fight. So we blow up the weird robot amalgam a couple of times. We have to go save Pascal's village.
They're still coming?
Normally in casual, you run over towards Pascal's village at some point too.
There's too many.
Yeah, we could like go backwards to like try and. I don't want to. It's like one of the newer, like really small optimizations that's been made. But if you run backwards, it will like partially deload this area. So like enemies that will spawn in, like some of them will like just fall through the ground. So it like gives you a better beeline. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were saying, Isom. Their like heads like split open into mouths and teeth and start fucking eating people.
Damn it! They're here too.
But yeah, so we go over here to where Pascal is, the entrance to Pascal's village is, because Eve is jumping Pascal, and Pascal's our friend, and we don't want that to happen.
Yeah, nobody should harm Aoyuki, or else I will kill them.
Yeah, so we go over here, we kill the robots that are trying to come for Pascal, and then the big fucking snake robot centipede comes after us and we fight it again.
So you have core 1 and core 2, with the first enemy being the first core and the snake enemy being the second core.
What is this?
Looks like he's bombarding the area with forced connections. I think all these transmissions are making the
running
haywire. We have to find Eve.
So we run back to where the Eve boss fight takes place, which is that big hole.
Yeah. Everything must die! Everything must die.
Everything must die!
Did you kill my brother?
So Eve's over here being all emo. The tattoo on his arm ends up enveloping his whole body and turning him
Massive energy
like
signature
this weird into this weird like demon-looking thing that looks incredibly similar to the Shadow Lord from Nier.
Whatever's left on the network.
I wonder what it means.
Damn it! We'll never get anywhere like this. I'm going to try hacking into Eve and shutting him down.
Thought about it or noticed it.
2B.
The final boss of Nier and Eve look disgustingly similar.
Yeah, it's like, I don't even know if it's Shadow Lord. I think it's something to do with like the Watchers. I think it's like a symbol. I think it's like a symbol of the Watchers that transforms into something else.
It's the symbol of the Watchers, and it like takes over his whole body.
Yeah.
He is physically in appearance the same as the Shadow Lord during that first phase. Like the arms and shit are all the same because the arms are the Shadow Lord's big cloaky things.
Can you please stop running?
So anyway, Eve. This is Eve RNG. He can like fly around and kind of be an ass because the only thing you can do at this point is shoot him with your gun.
Yeah, we need him to like not do one of these shitty attacks.
So what we want is for him to stand still and fire bullets at
Yeah.
He keeps running around like an absolute ass.
NSCS destroyed. Close range combat no longer operable.
You can do that really, really fast, but it just depends on what attack speed ends up doing. This is where it is also very important, like, from even before this point in the game, like, if we don't have defensive buffs on, we will get one shot.
Yeah.
And there we go. Nice, not bad.
So we are approaching the end here. Once we beat Eve, we skip a couple more cutscenes.
We literally put a broken sword through his fucking head.
Yeah, and then we wander over here, and
9S fucking dies, and then everyone's happy.
Yeah, so once we talk to 9S here, and it goes into this last cutscene, that will be time.
Yeah, so like 3 seconds.
9S.
Time. Wow.
Yay.
Underestimate somehow.
Barely.
Barely. Hey, look, I had plenty of time.
Yeah, you did. You had plenty of time. We are so ahead right now.
I was gonna say, let me go over actually. It's time for an E-run.
Yeah, dude. If you want to take over, I will give up doing Niku if you want to continue this into an E-run.
Look, I
will hand it to you because I love E. E is my favorite.
Oh my god. You should have told me that sooner. I could have.
We'll do an E-run next time.
Dude, it was so wild actually. When I was doing my practice run yesterday,
yeah.
There were a couple places where like I was actually I'm not gonna brag or anything. Like I was playing pretty fucking well. And then it came to like the different spots where like E and A branch in their route, and I just sat there for like 30 seconds just going like I was like, oh shit, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah. So, as we've mentioned multiple times, Nier is a game with multiple endings.
Yeah.
Nier Automata specifically has 26 of them.
Yeah, so the big difference between I'd say the big difference between Automata and the other games in the Nier series is the other games in this series have multiple endings, but they're kind of meant to be played sequentially like one game. So Drakengard 1, Drakengard 3, Drakengard 2, OG Nier. It's all intended for you to go like A, B, C, D or A, B, C, D, E. And it's like you get a cut of the story each time, and you're meant to like put them together on your own. Automata is the game where they decided, hey, what if I like did A, B, C, D, E, but then I gave you a bunch of other random shit. So like, for example, if you die during the prologue, you get an ending called like Broken Wings, and it's like, to be failed, the robots take over and kill everyone. GG, you lost. So
so there are 26 endings for Nier Automata, one for each letter of the alphabet. But the primary still being A through E. One of the other ways that Automata's endings do vary a little from the other games is instead of playing them sequentially, you play A, you play B, and then you get a choice.
Well, yeah, you do A, B, C, you do A and B, you do C, which is a prologue, and then you get to decide between... Or wait, hold on.
No, it's A and B.
Oh yeah, it's A, B. Yeah. You're right.
And then you go into which A and B are actually a prologue of the game. By the way,
you get A and B
to the end of the actual prologue.
The game is wild. You get A and B. You get a cutscene that leads you or D. And then once you finish C and D, then you get to go into E.
Yeah. So the way that C and D work is C and D are identical up until a choice.
Yeah.
And then you get to pick between A2 and 9S. I won't explain why. With C being A2's route and D being 9S's. Or it's the other way around. Anyway, TLDR. Ending C is you pick one, and ending D is you pick the other. Otherwise, C and D are exactly the same. And you don't have to do those two in order. You can just pick whichever one you want and then just do the other. Once you've completed those, then you play through it all over again, and you get the true ending, which is ending E. Which is where A2 and 9S work together instead.
The thing that makes this game a lot more palatable than, say, for example, OG Nier, because OG Nier tries to do the same thing where you play through A, then B, then C, then D, or just A, B, then B, then C, then D. In those games, you literally play the same game over and over and over again, except for you get some additional dialogue. At least with this game, they break it so that A, you play as 2B, B, you play as 9S, and then C and D is a mix of 9S and some other character who we'll have to meet some other day.
Me too. The best girl. But yeah, so A is 2B's prologue route. Then when you play B, you play through this exact same scenario, everything we just did, but you're watching it from 9S's perspective.
Some additional stuff.
So all of those segments where 9S like fucked off and was doing something else, you get to see what he was actually doing.
Including my favorite line in the whole entire game.
Yep. Which is?
You want to fuck 2B, don't you?
Don't you? Yeah, 9S is in love with 2B. It's not a secret.
I mean, can you blame him?
No. But yeah, so that is ending A of Nier Automata. If you guys are interested in more Nier Automata content, you can give Tsugoii a follow.
Oh my god.
She is fantastic and a good runner. She does a lot of the alternate endings in longer categories. But the Nier community itself is fantastic. If you are interested in running any of these games, you can find a link to that Discord on speedrun.com, or you can just go to sponsoredbydrakengard.com. Which is our owned domain that we, the Nier Automata community, speedrunning community owns, that links to our community on Discord. It's a pretty base domain name. It is a gag in the Drakengard community. But yeah, so sponsored by Drakengard.com if you're interested in learning the runs. Like we said, there's everything in Nier Automata from a 7-minute run to a 7-hour run.
Well, everything from like a 7-minute run up to like a 18-hour run if you want to do Hundo.
Yeah, Hundo is like 18 hours with RNG.
Please, I think there's only been 2 people who've ever finished, or no, there's 3. There's only been 3 people that have finished runs. So like, yeah.
Which is what, it's May,
me, and then Jay.
You and Jay, yeah. There's the fishing percent, which is like 4 to 5 hours. There's E, what's E at now? 6?
No, it's down to like 3.5.
Yeah, so E is like 3.5, which is air quotation marks the true ending.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nier is fun. We love talking about Nier. We love doing things with Nier. The community is fantastic. They're all sweet people. And like I mentioned earlier, and Isom can back me up on, and Tsugoii can back me up on, it's got a breath of new life. There's a bunch of new skips that are being discovered and a bunch of little optimizations that people are figuring out with some of the newer runners that have come in.
Yeah, if you're a zoomer,
cool.
If you're a zoomer with good reflexes, like, you'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's definitely, especially the shorter categories are definitely like a zoomer's game, but thankfully the longer categories are like a boomer's game because you get the game is really good for having a good balance of endurance versus like fucking good fingers, I guess.
Good fingers, yeah. There's some complicated key presses with some of the going up over the walls, like gaining height, but it is what it is. It's fun all the same. But yeah, like we said, if you are interested in more Nier content, you can give Tsugoii a follow. Tsugoii also has been learning a couple of new speed games.
True. Titanfall. The game's wild as shit.
Which I tried to bully her into running instead of Nier.
I'm trying. That game is wild as fuck, dude.
The game is wild. But yeah, so we are gonna cut over to a quick intermission while I get set up, and once we are ready to go, we will be going to our next part of the event, which is going to be our first non-speedrun content. It will be an exhibition. I will be playing Hatsune Miku Project Diva with Ezra Andromeda.
Watch Trace and Ezra all fucking bully you.
What'd you say?
Huh?
Huh? What am I doing?
I said watch the homies. They're really good.
Oh yeah, watch the homies. Yeah, we are going to be cutting over to a quick intermission while me and Ezra get set up for Hatsune Miku, and then we will be back with that as per usual with everything. We'll see you soon.
way regarding creatures reacting to the recent shakes. Apparently, wild salad birds can sense when a land shake is about to happen, and they often react to it by climbing up trees or buildings and then just jumping off. Dr. Sesame Seed thinks that this is due to the electrical current given off by the land shakes before they happen. However, I argue if that's the case, then why don't they jump out of trees during the crystal lightning storms? Anyways, that's current events for the day. We're now going to continue our lesson from yesterday.
The uneasiness slightly sparks inside Blue Jr. as he feels the land shake. Blue Jr. struggles to hold on to his interests as he becomes a recluse within his own life. He spends most of his time alone in his bunk, thinking of the past year. Grand Pink from Girl Bunk 3 is his close friend. She follows him around, trying to re-spark their former connection and fill the void of the one she truly cares about. She's become dependent on him ever since Red Meat's parents forced him to move back to the city of worship. Blue Jr. shortly answers her questions. He feels guilty around Grand Pink because of the confession letter Red Meat left behind. He looks upwards and torments himself with questions. Will Red Meat be sent up to the ocean? Is that the true path to happiness? Will we all ever be together again? The uneasiness quickly washes up his body as he feels the land shake.
Hello, everybody. We are getting ready for the next run, which is going to be our Miku Miku Dancerama. But it is going to be Miku. It will be played by the wonderful Miyu Minty VTuber extraordinaire and the fantastic Ezra Andromeda VTuber extraordinaire. We are two nerds that enjoy rhythm games. I'm thinking Miku, Miku, ooh. So yeah, we are gonna be here. We're gonna be playing some Miku. As always, the rule with the Miku exhibitions is if you make a donation, you can pick the song we play or make a request for a song that we play. Otherwise, we're just gonna play stuff we like. I am not as good at the game as Ezra is. Ezra is incredibly good at this game, so we are going to be showing off some of their rhythm gaming skills. We're going to be talking about just the game in general, and rhythm games in general. But we are mostly here just to have some fun, show off some rhythm game skills, and earn some money. So if you are inclined to hearing a certain song, get your $5 ready, get your $10 ready. Force me to play polka 16 times in a fucking row. Because that's what's about to happen to me. Honk. But yeah, we are almost ready. One of the streams is ready to go. We are setting up that second stream. And then we will be live shortly. So enjoy the last of the Squidbird music before we go.
Ilusionista sabe que não há nada ele possa fazer para impedir o que vai acontecer, mas seu corpo se move automaticamente. Ele estende as suas grandes e novas asas ao subir ao longo do mastro da tenda ao subir no ar. Ele chega tarde demais quando vê o corpo de Blue Jr. levantado na água ácida. No answers to have, diz ele, enquanto força o seu corpo e vir-se longe do oceano no céu. Em um instante, seu pele verde escuro volta ao seu pigmento original. No answers to have. Blue Jr. opens his eyes and is a bunk 6. He strains his eyes to look out the window into the dark. The sky is a deep black, but is filled with small white points that illuminate the ground below. His eyes adjust to reveal the camp surrounded by a perimeter of large rocks. He sees the tree ball field back in the middle of the campgrounds. All 6 of his friends playing together without him. He hypnotically stares out the window as the uneasiness completes inside his underground ocean.
What's at the bottom of your ocean? What's at the bottom of your ocean? What's at the bottom of your ocean? Live in the water. Jump out of your tree. It's past the surface. Don't end up like that bitch. The water is safe. Reclaim your past. At the bottom of your ocean. At the bottom of the ocean. The bottom of the ocean. The bottom of the ocean. At the bottom of the ocean. The bottom of the ocean. What's at the bottom of your ocean? Water.
Alright, we have finally resolved the technical issue that we were having, and we are ready to go. So I am here to let you all know that it is indeed time for Hatsune Miku.